Hey guys, Zangetsu134 here, and welcome to Zangetsu Vlog review of GARO Chapter of the Black Wolf, episode 21. We're finally down to the last 5 episodes, guys. Wait, actually, yeah, 25. And the first of the last 5 episodes is finally upon us. In this episode, after enjoying some downtime from rescuing Kaoru and going to visit Koga's home village, we are found with the fact that that Koga has been challenged by a bad guy hired by the Watchdogs to eliminate him. And this bad guy uses bullets that turn people into horrors. Can Koga survive defeating his army of horrors with guns, or will he end up getting shot? Pretty sure you know the answer to that, because he's in the next season as well, so yeah. Alright. This episode is really, really solid and fantastic for me. It's just a really, really good episode, especially when you see who the bad guy is and all that stuff. It's just really good. It's really good. I will admit it's kind of like a downtime episode to kind of give you a breather in between the rescue Kaoru arc and the final four episodes where we finally deal with the Black Wolf, aka Kiba. But yeah, it's really good. I like the fact that we start off with Koga showing why he likes Kaoru's painting that he got from her so much. It's just a really cute scene, especially because Kaoru kind of admits that she knew that Koga from the beginning wasn't a bad person, and Koga even admits that he was never going to kill her from the beginning, because his whole deal was he wants to save people, and even if he breaks the law, he would do it to save someone. Like, he doesn't follow the rules so strictly like we were led to believe. Which, in my opinion, GARO can be allowed to break a rule every once in a while if it means doing the right thing. But yeah. I just really like that scene just because, like, I think it's probably one of the better romance scenes with the two of them in this show, where neither one is getting on the other's nerves. And I just like the quiet little moment they have before everything gets bad. And I like Kaoru's narration about how sorry, my allergies was really bad. How, we were having such a wonderful moment, and then, like, everything catches up with us and a new nightmare starts up. And so yeah. I also really like this scene where Gonza's walking down the street with a photo he has of the three of them together, and, like, how, like, the main baddie of the episode is bumps into him, and we have this little interaction about family and stuff. And I just love the scene because Gonza even points out that, like, the guy's like, is this your family? He's like, we're not family, we're much closer than that. And I really, really love Gonza in that scene. And Gonza, in my opinion, is so important to Koga and his son Raiga's character and storytelling, that I just like him. And it's especially telling because one of my favorite things about the Makai Retsuden season, which is just a season that does characters that shown up, like, that, like, were, like, like side characters, and he would be the one that would open and close with his own narration. I just really loved, because Gonza, much like Zaruba, is the keeper of GARO's history and other such things, and it's really why I like him so much. He's just a great character. But then we get into the episode, and it's also really fantastic. I really, really like this guy. So the guy is supposed to be like an anti-Makai Knight fighter. Basically, the Watchdogs hire this guy because he uses guns, and they believe that a gunslinger should be able to easily kill a Makai Knight since they use a sword. Their armor can only protect them for about a minute and a half. And so, using these bullets should kill him. And I also like how he really does have a mat on for Garo. The fact that he uses his bullet, he doesn't really want to kill the security guard when he breaks into this museum and steals a, I guess like a World War II gun, like handgun. I think the idea is that it's one of the guns like the Germans and the Japanese used in World War II. So like it would make sense that it would be able to shoot horror bullets or something. I don't know. Like there's so many different guns in this. Koga gets to touch this really awesome looking gun at the end. All the thugs that he kills and turns into horrors have like normal looking guns. I really do like the horror that he creates from this dude, that the security guard he kills, and fills him with horror bullets. So it creates this like gun bullet monster, or this gun horror monster rather. But yeah, and I really like the action sequence because Koga has to be smart because he's fighting these people that are like at a distance, so he has to run and jump. He has to trick them. He has to use the environment around him. He has to get close to the bad guys, in order to even attack them. And so he has to be smart. I also really love the scene when the one gun horror like actually gets like right up close to him, and so there's almost no way he can dodge, and it looks like he got shot. But then we cut to Zaruba. You hear Zaruba making these groaning noises, and Koga lifts him up, and Zaruba caught the bullet in his mouth, and he's like, ah, ah. Like, because it's huge. He's like, oh, he spits it out. He's like, oh, that was close. I thought my jaw was gonna break off. It's one of my favorite scenes with Zarba and why I love Zarba so much. And so basically when he gets down to the last few guys, Koga has enough and he turns into Garo. And of course, the Garo armor is bulletproof. And Koga makes short work of these horrors using the Garoken. And we finally get to the main bad guy, and his reveal is actually really cool. It's a really great use of continuity. And in my opinion, why I love this episode so much, because it's such an important thing about the Makai Knights. That being that the guy is a human, which, means Koga can't kill him. He has to basically try and get the gun away from the guy, but he can't kill him because, that's a law. And that's a rule that Koga will not break. No Makai Knight will ever break. Unless they're a really evil Makai Knight, in which case, they're going to break it. But, they have been ordered, do not kill humans. Partially because I think it would make them the same, no better than a horror, because horrors just kill humans because they think they can, and it's their right. But yeah, this guy is the father of the serial killer girl from way back in episode 7 or 8. I forget which episode, but if you go back through the vlogs, you'll know which one. I'm pretty sure it's 7 or 8, but it's after Ray was introduced, because Ray shows up in that episode. And he was introduced like episode 4 or 5. No, 5 or 6 actually. 5 or 6. I don't remember episodes, like which episode happened when. Like as I was going through this vlog, doing these episodes for vlogs, like I wouldn't remember exactly when episodes would happen, but when I saw the opening, sorry. But yeah, she was the serial killer horror, which they do neglect that she was a serial killer. They just bring up that she was a horror. Like not even Koga brings up, she was killing people and taking their fingers. It was kind of weird and creepy. And so, yeah, like he basically attacks Koga because he wants revenge, and he also thinks that like Makai Knights, why do they get to kill these horrors? Like, do they not care what happens to the people that that care about them, like their family, their lovers, their children, like, which obviously Koga cares. Because there have been times where Koga even hesitates a little bit killing a horror because he feels that, they were good people. They were just driven low, and the horror took advantage of that. And this guy tries to basically prove that Koga is not nearly the knight that he says he is. Like, he constantly belittles the fact that Makai Knights use swords and blades. He challenges Koga to use a gun to kill him, to turn him into a horror, and Koga refuses. He constantly tries to get Koga to kill him, basically. You almost kind of think he's not really trying to kill Koga as much as he wants revenge, but really has a death wish. But mostly it's because he doesn't understand why Makai Knights do what they do. He just doesn't understand, and he hates them for, taking his daughter from him, even though it really was his daughter's own fault, but he doesn't understand that. And so he uses the watchdog's last gift to him. The blade that the horror that his daughter was possessed by was sealed in. And Koga even tries to stop him. He's like, no, you can't do that. If you do, I will have to kill you. And he doesn't want to do it. But he's too late and he gets stabbed. And it actually is one of my favorite scenes purely because it shows why Makai Knights, do what they do. Because it's not some sanctimonious reason we're better than the horrors we kill. We're doing it because it's some law. We're doing it because it's a mercy. It's not something we enjoy. We like the feeling of protecting others and such, but it's not oftentimes the greatest thing in the world. Sometimes it's just granting mercy to people that need it. And I really like it because, for one, they use a really slow piano version of the opening Savior in the Dark. Instead of being this really heroic, epic moment where Koga stops a horror, it's this very slow, somber, sad scene where this man is devoured by the horror and he's feeling his body being rotted from the inside out. And he basically goes this horrible pain, was my daughter in this pain? I understand now. You don't do it because you want to. You do it because you save people from this pain. And Koga sorrowfully equips the GARO armor and kills the guy. And the guy even apologizes for what he does and said it was for the best. Because probably sooner or later he himself would have turned into a horror even without the blade. But yeah, it's a really, really impactful episode, and I like it all around, even the cliffhanger that leads into the next episode. It's very powerful, and it's why I like GARO and by extension Tokusatsu so much, because it really can do these really powerful episodes and do things that I've never seen really anywhere else. And it's also why I'm not a big fan of Amazons, because it shows why these people do what they do and why their convictions are such a way. Instead of just constantly saying it over and over and trying to hammer it home, but that's not what GARO does. GARO, protects people and fights insurmountable odds, even if it will hurt him in the end, because it protects people. I really can't recommend this episode enough. If you guys have not watched any episode yet, please watch this one. I will put the link in the episode. But you guys have to watch this. It's such a great episode. And in my opinion, if no other episode will get you into GARO Chapter the Black Wolf, it is this one. It's a great episode. It's fillery in a way, because it doesn't really add much to the overall story. It's basically just a story about Koga and the meaning of why Makai Knights do what they do. It's very much a lore expansion type of thing. I really can't put it any other way. You really have to watch this episode. It's a really good episode. Cannot recommend enough. So yeah, guys, that's my review. In the next episode, we'll be getting into basically a 4-parter that will span the last several episodes, and then after that, we really won't have much left in the Chapter of the Black Wolf timeline. We'll have a special that I'm not really sure we'll talk about. If we do, I might just go over it briefly, with the last episode of the main story. Then we'll get into Byakko no Maju, and then finally Red Requiem. So it's coming, guys. I hope to have us getting into the second season before the year's out. I'm really trying to hopefully not have such long pauses in between, but life tends to to the better of me when I'm trying to do these. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for sticking around, and take care.